Hey everybody, it's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. It is the last day of QuiltCon for 2025, and I wanted to bring you a little tutorial video on how to, this is very relevant to QuiltCon, how to make one of the ID badge holders. This pattern is from Kristen Lawson. She's A Little Crispy is her brand. I'll make sure to put a link to this pattern down in the description below. Do me a favor, go over if you are interested in putting one of these together, go over to our website and download the pattern. It's important to support our pattern makers and make sure that they receive what they are due for putting these patterns together. So I'm going to step you through how to put this pattern together. It is super easy. Now there are different styles, as you can see here on the front of the pattern itself. There are several different styles of ID badge holder, and I'm going to be putting the one together for QuiltCon. She actually has her QuiltCon badge inside of that one, so we're going to be working on that one today, but it is a really easy pattern and super simple to put together, not only for QuiltCon, you know, you can be prepared for next year's QuiltCon at this rate, but also if you're going to be going to some kind of conference, or maybe your quilt guild meets and they all wear some sort of name tag or something. You could use this to make your name tag with it. Lots of different uses for it. So let's go ahead and start putting this pattern together. For this pattern, you're going to need lots of things, including just regular old quilting cotton fabric. You'll need that. You'll also need a zipper. You'll need a piece of clear vinyl that you can see through. You'll need some fabric for your binding. You'll need some fusible interfacing. I like to use a little bit of a thicker material. You could even use the by Annie, what is that, Soft and Stable, that stuff. You could use some of that for this project. You also need some regular interfacing. You will also need some D-rings. So I have a couple of D-rings in this bag. And I think that's it. I think that's everything for this project. So let's go ahead and start building it out. Okay, getting started with step number one, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be taking our front and back pieces of fabric and we're going to be interfacing them. I'm going to be fusing the interfacing in the center of both the front and the back, and then we're going to add in our fusible fleecing right on top of that. So I'm going to go ahead and create this. I'm going to stack all of those onto each other and fuse it all together, and then we'll move on. Okay, next it says on the wrong side of our lining fabric, we're going to be drawing this shape right here. This is where we're going to be placing our zipper, and there are measurements on how to place this in the instructions, but I'm not going to give that to you because I want you to buy the pattern. So I'm marked out exactly where my zipper is going to be, and now we're getting ready to put that zipper in. So let's move on to step three. Moving on to step three, it says we're going to take our lining piece that we made our markings on, and we're going to put it right sides together with the back panel, the back piece of our ID badge holder. So you put them together just like this, and then you're going to stitch around the outside of the rectangle. It says to use a small stitch when doing this, so I'm going to go ahead and sew these pieces together, and then we'll move on to step number four. Okay, I have stitched along the outside rectangle, and now what we're going to be doing for step number four is we're going to be trimming along the inner lines. So we're just going to cut these inner lines. We're not going to cut them out. We are just going to open them up because we're going to be turning this inside out. So I'm going to go ahead and cut on those lines, making sure not to trim or cut the line of stitching that we just did. Okay, I've finished that. I have cut along the line. As you can see here, it is now open, and I have these little corner pieces, these flag-shaped, triangle-shaped quarter pieces. Now what it says to do is it says to take our lining piece for step number 5, and we're actually going to push this through that hole that we just made and kind of wrap it around. It's going to be a little difficult, and you're going to have to kind of futz with it a little bit, but you're going to push the lining fabric through. I think it says to do the lining fabric. Yeah, fold and push the lining fabric through newly made hole. So I'm going to go ahead and futz around with this and get this pushed through that opening. Okay, there we go. I have, hello, you can see me through there now. Okay, I have put that together. Honestly, this is not my favorite way to put a zipper in. This always seems to be a little more complex than I feel like it needs to be. So not my favorite way to put a zipper in. However, I think it will work. As you can see on the back, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but the good news is this goes inside of your ID badge holder. So not a lot of people are going to see that part of it. And otherwise, I think it's going to be just fine. So yeah, it's going to look something like this when it's all said and done. And now we're going to put our zipper in. Next, we're going to take our zipper and we are going to put this on the tabletop and we're going to put it lining side down. The hole that we just made, we're going to put that lining side down. Let's see if I can do this with, I need an overhead camera. That's what I really need. But anyways, so I'm going to take it and put it lining side down on the table and I'm going to put my zipper so that it fits right in that window just like this. Now remember, to make sure that your zipper pull is inside that window before you sew, because otherwise you will put your zipper pull outside of your ID badge holder and we don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then it says we are going to stitch it down. Let me double check. I think it's what we do. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's telling you to make sure to move it around and whatnot. You can use some glue to glue it down, or if you have like masking tape, you could use some masking tape, anything to help center it right there in the center like that. And then you're going to stitch around it to keep it in place. Okay, there we go. I have gotten my zipper installed, so it is now ready to go. It is secure and that edge is now clean and ready to go. I have some threads that apparently need to trim. What we're going to do now is we are going to trim up to the edge about 1/4 of an inch off of where that zipper is sewn in. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this zipper down so that way it fits inside the ID badge holder. Okay, we finished putting the zipper onto the back side and the back panel is done. Now we need to work on the front side. We need to attach our vinyl onto our front piece. Now, do you remember that Becca always says patterns are just suggestions? Well, in this case, I'm going to take her up on that because I'm going to do it a little differently than the way the instructions tell us to do it. In the instructions, it tells us to kind of melt the plastic a little bit. She has a whole process for how to do that. I've done it before and I wasn't exactly happy with the results, so I want to make it a little cleaner this time. However, you can still use the instructions in the pattern just fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I just want to do it a little bit of a different way. So I actually made a little piece of binding. So I'm going to go ahead and put that across the top of my vinyl. I almost said plastic, or it is plastic. Anyways, I'm going to make a little binding to go across the top of my ID badge holder just to make it a little cleaner, a little prettier, the way that I like it. And you can do this. I think it's going to come out just fine. It is going to add a little bulk onto the ID badge holder on the sides when we're putting our binding on, but I think overall it's going to come out just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this. Now, this is a great time to use one of those Teflon feet if you have them for your sewing machine. I don't have one for my Bernina, unfortunately, but you can use tissue paper, which works great, so that way it doesn't stick onto your machine. Now, the last time I used vinyl, I'm testing it out right here, and it doesn't really stick on my machine. However, I've done vinyl on a Juki before, and it stuck like crazy. So it just depends on your specific setups as to whether or not it does stick or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and do a top stitch across the top of this and get this a nice clean edge. Okay, there we go. I have created a top stitch and I think this looks pretty awesome. It looks nice, it looks clean. I think it's gonna be perfect for the front. Now what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna take our pieces and we're gonna put the bottom edge of the vinyl up against the bottom edge of our front piece. So it'll look like this. Yes, I know I used a blue piece here. I didn't have any more of the green. Well, I think I might have, yeah, I have just a hair of that green left, but I didn't want to use it. I wanted to use some scraps left over, so I put in a little pop of blue. I think it still looks fine. It's the same fabric and everything, just a different colorway. But I'm gonna go ahead and sew this together. You do a simple stitch going all the way, just create a U shape, and we're gonna put these pieces together. Oh, and before I forget, don't forget to use a 1/8 inch seam around that because you don't want it a 1/4 of an inch because that's where the binding's gonna go. So use a 1/8 of an inch stitch. Okay, there we go. I didn't get it quite straight on there, but I did get it close enough. It will work out. I can trim the edges a little bit, and plus the binding will wrap over, and you won't see all of the crookedness that has happened with my vinyl, but that is okay. By the way, you can also use regular printer paper if you don't have any tissue paper around. Printer paper works very well. In fact, I just did it now and it worked really well to make sure that my machine wasn't bunching up on it. That's what happened a little bit. I thought I tried to do it without the Teflon foot and it bunched it up a little bit. But that's okay. It will come out perfect in the end. So there we go. I've attached the front vinyl on and now it's time to put all the pieces together. Okay, I've switched over to the tabletop so that way you can see it. I do have my directions here because I need to make sure that I'm doing it the right way. We're going to take our back panel that has the zipper and we're going to put the zipper side down away from us with the lining fabric up towards us. Then we're going to take our loose lining piece and we're going to put that on top just like this, and then we are going to put our front right side up. The front that has the vinyl on it is going to go right side up, so we're creating a sandwich that looks something like this. And then it says to let's see, we're going to go around with a 1/8 seam so that all of the layers are sandwiched together and we're ready to get it ready for binding. Okay, there we go. I have sewn it all together. It doesn't look the prettiest. I did have to trim a little bit off the edge a little bit because some of my layers were sticking out a little more than others. So I trimmed it up so that they would be somewhat even. It looks fairly good. I'm very happy with this. I need to trim some threads and then we'll move on to our next step. Next step is to take your D-ring. If you're using the D-ring and you're going to attach it to the back, you're going to sew a little stitch across the top there. Try to get it as centered as possible. I'll do that here in a moment, but I'm going to try and center it as best as possible, and then I'm going to do a little stitch across the top to keep it in place. All right, there we go. It has been attached. It's just a simple little stitch to keep it in place, nothing too major. Now it is time to work on binding, and if you've done enough quilts, you know how to bind a quilt. So we are going to start off on the front. We're going to attach our binding to the front and then wrap it around to the back. I'm going to go ahead and work on that, and we'll come back when it's time to wrap it around onto the back side. Okay, there we go. I have completed it. Is it the most perfect thing ever? Not by any stretch of the imagination, but I do happen to have my QuiltCon from 2022 when it was in Phoenix, and I can actually slip that right inside to test out how it looks. And there we go. Look at that. It fits perfectly. You can see everything. It's all visible. My backside, get at my backside. Wow. It's a little, there were some raw edges that didn't quite get caught whenever I did the top stitching around the outside, but that's okay. This is just for a limited time. I'm not going to be washing this. I'm not going to be using this a lot. This is for a couple of days and it will last perfectly for that time, so I'm not too worried about it. I did get my D-ring all situated as well. You have to kind of bend it back up so that way it gets caught whenever you're putting the top stitching on. But there we go. I did want to let you know that I got some really big help from this label glue stick. This is from, what company? Kathy? I'm gonna have to look to see if I can find this. I got this at Sew On, Sew North. I'm gonna see if I can find a link to this product on her website, on Peggy's website, because this really helped me put the binding on, making sure that I caught all the edges as much as possible on the back side. Again, that's on the back side. Nobody's gonna see that side. This side is gonna be up against my chest, so I don't have to worry about it too much. But I love that I have a little zippered pocket back here in the back so I can put either stickers or pen or little trinkets or pins. Well, I said pins twice, but I meant pins as in enamel pins or pin as in something to write with. Both of those will go in there and it'll fit perfectly. So overall, I think it works nicely and I can't wait to use it. Well, I should be using it at this very moment while we're talking, and QuiltCon will hopefully be a fun time. So yeah, like how this turned out, and can't wait to see you at QuiltCon. And if you can't make it to Phoenix this year, hopefully I will see you at Raleigh next year in 2026. Hard to think that far ahead. But anywho, hope you enjoyed today's video. And remember guys, normal is just a setting on the dryer. Bye.